Okay, so I'm standing in front of my computer and I have selected some cards to make a deck. I do have a functioning deck. Whether it's the best functioning deck, I don't know. So let's start off with my mana base. It's mono black. That's my mana. It's 21. 21 lands. I chose not to go too much land only because my mana curve is so low that with 3 or 4 mana, I can play everything in the game. So that's that. I'm just uploading a video. I'm standing in my house in front of my computer. So I did go with Blood-Soaked Champion. I chose to go with 4 of them. It's a 1-drop. It's 2/1. His raid ability, definitely have to have him in the deck. Everything else is 3 of a kind. I don't know why. Having 4 of any of them didn't really call my attention, so I chose not to do anything. I went with the Mordu Shadow Spear. It's 1 to play, yet again. It's a 1/1, and whenever he attacks, you lose 1 life. I just like the ability of the dash ability, so hopefully on turn 2, I can dash him with the Blood-Soaked Champion and take away 4 damage on turn 2. It works out for me. I just thought that was a really good card. I do have the Sultai Emissary. I have 3 of them. 3 of the Shadow Spear and 3 of them. 3 of everything from here on out. It's a 1/1, but when he dies, I get to manifest a card and put in a 2/2 colorless creature. You know, it doesn't hurt to have a 2/2 creature come into play whenever I thought that is okay. I have the Bloodchin Rager. I have 3 of him, which I thought was really cool. It's just a 2/2 whenever he attacks. Each warrior creature you control can't be blocked this turn except by 2 or more creatures. It's just a way to get my creatures in through their defense, which was really great. The Dutiful Attendant. When he dies, I can return another creature card from the graveyard to my hand. It's just a way to get cards from the graveyard to my hand. I thought that was really, really great. The Merciless Executioner. He's a 3/1. Whenever he comes in, each player sacrifices a creature. I thought that was really cool. It's a kill spell, basically. If I have something else to sacrifice, I might sacrifice one of my Blood-Soaked Champions just to keep a 3/1 on the field. Does more damage. And then just attack. It's great. So, each player would have to sacrifice a creature, making them just a little bit defenseless. And I love the fact that they sacrifice instead of just killing a creature. So, I do know a lot of people that have hexproof creatures and protection from. So, as soon as I target the player, that's always a good thing. The Mordu Strike Leader. Whenever he attacks, I get to put in a 2/1 black warrior creature into play. And this is what he looks like. Cute little token warrior. Which is pretty awesome, I believe. I have 3 of those in my deck as well. And the last creature I decided to put in there was the Bloodchin Fanatic. He's a 3/3, so he is technically my strongest creature. Pay 2 and sacrifice another warrior, and the target player loses X life, and I gain X life, where X is the sacrificed creature's power. It's just a way to life gain, as well as just to tip the tides in my turn just a little bit. And so now we're going into my spells. The spells, I wound up going with Ultimate Price. I got 3 of them in there. It is an instant destroy monocolored creatures. People are still using monocolored creatures. I still need to get rid of them. I thought that was really great. That's a 2-drop. Here is a 1-drop, which I have 3 of. I actually used it in Magic this past coming time, where target opponent loses 1 life for each attacking creature I control, and I gain that much life. Several times I used that card. It didn't win me the game, but it did tilt the tides in my way that enabled me to put pressure on the player. So I got a lot of use out of that card. I don't know why, but I like it. I do have 3 Grave Purges. Again, just get my creatures out of the cemetery and into my hand, in top of my library, and then I draw a card. I mentioned once before that I thought that it may have been a misprint because it's an easy way to cheat, to put the creature card that I desperately want on top of the library and then draw that card. But apparently one of the judges that I was here said that that is perfectly acceptable. I don't have to, it doesn't say shuffle a card, it doesn't say anything. So it's a way to cheat, I guess. Just take a card that I want from the cemetery, put it on top of my library, and draw that card. Deathwind, which is another kill spell. I found that to be a really cool spell. Just pay 1 black and X, and the creature gets -X, -X until the end of turn. That might help with some bigger creatures. Also, and I remember I did have a 5 spell that said destroy a 1 or more colored creature. I did switch that out. I can't remember the name of that card exactly, but I switched that out for Murderous Cut because of its delve abilities. They're both 5, so it really doesn't make a difference. But with his delve ability, I can now lower the price of that. So that's that. I have no idea what to do with my sideboard. For that, I put in 3 Hand of Silumgars. It's the 2/1 Death Touch creature. I thought that was pretty cool. I did put in 2 Gravediggers in my sideboard. I just like the fact, I know it's not a warrior, it's a zombie, it's 4 to play, but when he comes into the battlefield, I could take a creature card and put it back into my hand. So it's just a way to get my creatures back into the field. I did put Diplomacy of Waste, and I have my Spiteful Return. I just love the fact that that he's a 1/1 creature, and you lose 2 life, and I can bestow him as an enchantment. I do have a creature inside that, my Shadow Spear, similar to that, except this is a little bit stronger because instead of losing 1 life, you lose 2 life. And lastly, my demon, my Master of the Feast's demon. It's 3 to play, 5/5 flying. It does give my opponent an advantage because they get to draw a card. But it is 3 to play, so it's pretty decent with the mana curve, and it's a 5/5 flyer. I did win a game with him against a Goblin token deck just because he had nothing big enough to kill a 5/5 flyer. So all I kept doing was sacrificing, creating my little 2/1 warrior tokens, and in the end I would just sacrifice him with a Bloodshed Fanatic, lose a couple of points, and keep attacking and gain life to stay in the game, and then just keep attacking with the Master of the Feasts, and I took him down pretty quickly. So that was actually fun. Like I said, I did lose a lot as well. I wound up playing 3 tournaments. Out of the 3 tournaments, I lost 3 rounds. I'm sorry, 3 rounds. Out of the 3 rounds, I lost 2. I won 1, 2-1, and I lost 2, 2-0, and 2-1. It was just that I couldn't get my creatures out fast enough to overrun him. That was my problem. Even though my creatures have a low mana cost, there was no way that I had enough to overrun him. Even with the strike leader making tokens, I had to be really, really careful. It was against the control deck. So what I wound up doing was I wound up really irritating him with the Master of the Feasts. Basically what I did was I just kept bringing back my Master of the Feasts and making him use all of his kills and all of his counters, which were 4 kills and 6 counters on Master of the Feasts. So I just kept bringing him back and bringing him back and bringing him back and bringing him back until he had nothing left. But by that time, he had put out 2 dragons, and I had no other, and I had just 2 other little creatures on the field, plus my Master of the Feasts. So he completely overpowered me with 2 dragons. I didn't know what to do. I still have to find a way how to pick out more cards through my deck. Maybe not necessarily pick the right cards, but just, go through my deck faster. So I am hoping that someone out there in internet land will be able to help me with that. Until now, I am going to be playing this deck. It kind of works, so I just have to keep on figuring out a way, looking through cards and seeing how can I need to be able to draw more cards. That's what I need. Draw a card, draw a card, draw a card, draw a card, and not let my opponent draw a card. And that's pretty much it. So I think Spiteful returned. It's cute, but I don't know, I might switch that out for Duress. The Diplomacy of Wastes, I like that. Only because I'm playing Warriors, and so I know I have one. And I know that player will lose 2 life. Any little bit helps. The Gravedigger, I only have 2 of them. I know it's a zombie, but I still like him just because I can get a card back into the cemetery, from the cemetery to my hand. So, and then also the Hand of Silumgar. It's a death touch. I have him, but I never played him in the match. So, any hints anybody can give me, greatly appreciated. Thank you.